Here is hot lap session number 2 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. From Ball, Louisiana, the 37 of Vicky Steele, the 535 of Paul Graves. He's from Montgomery, Louisiana. The 15 of Kyle Bassett out of Leesville. The D55 is Dalton Dubois from Robolini, followed by the 1 of Stoney Dubois from Robolini. From Colfax, Louisiana, the 9 of John Parker Jr. The FOUR, I believe that's going to be Kason Dillard. And the 5M of Michael Harlow from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Here's hot lap session number 3 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. The 100 plus is Brian Cook, followed by the 100 of Ross Cook, both from Florine, Louisiana. The 13X is Austin Hale from Kilgore, Texas. The B1, Kyle Cummings out of Minden, Louisiana. The 09 of Dawson Moore from Bastrop. And the 125 of Lou Lyles from West Monroe. Here is the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. First car out, rolling down the back straightaway from Jonesboro, Louisiana. Your current point leader, it's Ben Leedy in the B99. The 78 of R.C. Hagen out of Hindston, Louisiana. The 08 is Tim Minister from Greenwood, Louisiana. 5C is Logan Crayon from DeRitter. The 17 of Austin Storm from West Monroe. 47cc, Connor Williams from Sibley. The 10 car is Colby Miller out of China, Texas. Hot lap session number 2 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Rolling out first is Colby Williams in the 7cc. He's from Sibley, Louisiana. The 91 is Chris Freeland out of Bastrop. The 12 of Will Owens is from Calhoun, Louisiana. And the A1, it's Steak Sauce Heath Wilson from Farmerville. The 77M is Brandon Miller from Breaux Bridge. The 15 of Tracy Denby Jr. out of Viator, Texas. Christopher Freeland in the 9C from Bastrop, Louisiana. That will conclude hot laps for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Colin Bell, the voice of the Short Track Super Series Cajun region.
Here is hot lap session number 1 for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun region. First car on the track out of Converse, Louisiana. That's going to be the R21 of Tommy Rasco. Tommy sits second in series points at the moment. Behind him, the winner of our first race, the number 7 out of Waxahachie, Texas. That's Corey Keimig. He won at Super Bowl Speedway for the first race of the season. In the middle of the back straightaway, the 18, that's going to be Caleb Dillard out of Robeline. John Luch in 42X. The 7MM is Joe Boswell. The 29 of Corey Oltz. The 8 is Gene Warder. The 55X of Brent Buckley. Caution flag going to wave in session number 1. The R21 of Tommy Rasco going to collect the wall in turn 1 as the 42X of John Lutz goes up in smoke, coming to a stop on the exit of turn number 2. So once again, the driver's on the track. The 7mm down the back straightaway, that is Joe Boswell, followed by the R21 of Tommy Rasco. The 29 is going to be Corey Oltz. The 7 of Corey Kaimig. The 8 is Gene Border. 42X of John Lutz. The 18 is Caleb Dillard, and the 55X is Brent Buckley. Hot lap session number 1 for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region. Exiting the Speedway, the 7 of Corey Kaimig. The 7mm is Joe Boswell. R21, Tommy Rasco. 29, Corey Oltz. 8 is Gene Border. The 18, Caleb Dillard, the current points leader and the 2021 points champion for the Short Track Super Series Cajun Region. And the 55X of Brent Buckley. First car onto the Speedway for Session 2 in the Shed Road Auto Parts number 28. That's going to be David Forbes. Followed by the Lofton Motorsports 4X of Cody Adams. The Myers Automotive number 9. That's going to be Alan Myers. The National Weather Service 74. That's going to be Roger Erickson out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. The Triple T Enterprises number 4 of Thomas Holt. The Long Range Alley 35 of Keith Batty Alley. The Best Engines number 33 of Richard Holt, and the number 5 car, that's going to be Richard Reynolds out of Doyline, Louisiana. Richards is sponsored by Reynolds Grocery, as well as RTT Trucking. We'll conclude hot lap session number 2. Keith Batty Alley at 35 exits the Speedway, as well as the 5 of Richard Reynolds. The 4X is Cody Adams. The 9 of Alan Myers. 74 Roger Erickson. The 33 is Richard Holt. The 28 is David Forbes. And the 4 is Thomas Holt. We would like to thank the sponsors that have made this Doc Dillard Memorial event possible. So thank you to Taylor, Dozer, and Backhoe, Automotive Solutions, DeSoto Iron and Metal, Keith Batty Alley, Powell and Sons, Tim Bates Painting, Super 5 Oils, Delta Tree Service, Ricky Arthur's Body Shop, Oltz Installation, Foy Motors, Shed Road Auto Parts, S&S Fishing and Rental, Cade Dillard Racing, Sabine Speedway, Napa Auto Parts of Manny, the Manny Pit Stop, Arclatech Speedway, Daryl's Automotive, and Ramblin' Construction.
Attention in the pits. Factory stocks to staging lane. Factory stocks, please line up in staging lane. All right, folks, hot laps are complete. We're getting ready for the first heat race for the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders. But before we do that, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we go to the Lord in prayer and sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Praying for us tonight, Chaplain for Team Racers for Christ, Tim Roberts.
And thank you. Let us pray together. Father God, as we pause to pray tonight, we first recognize one of our own, Miss Sherry Sterlington. As we lift her up in prayers as she still deals with health issues tonight, we pray your hand upon her family. We also stop and pray for team member of the STSS, Tim Bates, who is also dealing with health issues tonight and not with us. Father God, tonight we pray for our drivers, our teams, their families, our friends. We just pray for a safe evening here at the track, that you would be with the officials and those that put this race on, that you would bless them, Father God. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity, together with our friends and family tonight under the stars, to do what we love doing. And Father, we still stop and pause each night to remember this great nation, that you would be with the men and women that defend her. Father God, that your hand be upon her, and we will always be one nation under God. Loving you and praising you, giving you the glory this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
And singing the Star Spangled Banner tonight, longtime singer here at Sabine Speedway and Doc Dillard's favorite, Miss Angela Spate.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land and of the free and the home of the brave.
Here is the heat race for the front wheel drives. The 4-cylinder division here at Sabine. On the pole from Manning, Louisiana, in the Vines Construction number 11M is Michelle Tedder. On the outside pole, the current point leader from Keithville, the F5 of Ben McDuff. Colin Jones in the C23 from Provençal, Louisiana. The Ford JC is going to be driven by Chris Waters from Marthaville, Louisiana, and the 10G of Brian Geis out of Sibley. We are underway for the Doc Dillard Memorial, and Ben McDuff looking strong out front. Brian Geis from 5th to 2nd on the first circuit. McDuff will lead lap number 1. Geis in 2nd. 3rd place is Michelle Tedder. Ben McDuff picked up his first career victory last Friday night right here at Sabine for the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders. Michelle Tedder and Colin Jones are tied for the 2nd spot in the championship points standings. Tedder driving the 11M machine. She's got a win this season here at Sabine. And the C23 of Colin Jones also tied for 2nd. The Ford JC of Chris Waters now battling with Jones and Tedder. As your top 2 cars have pulled away, Ben McDuff is your current leader. We're halfway home this time around. White flag coming out this time. 1 lap to go for Ben McDuff, and here comes Brian Geis looking to make a pass on the inside. They go wheel to wheel in turns 1 and 2. Off of turn number 2, McDuff still ahead down at the midpoint of the back stretch. Into turns 3 and 4. It's a side-by-side race for the win. Out of turn 4, here they come. And Ben McDuff will hold on, leading flag to flag for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder heat race. Brian Geis will come home 2nd. 3rd place is going to be at the line. It is decided. Colin Jones finishes 3rd. Chris Waters in 4th. And Michelle Tedder will round out the field. Here comes heat race number 1 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. Starting on the pole to the inside from Robeline in the Cane River Waterslide Perro Consulting Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars number D55 of Dalton Dubois. On the outside out of Greenwood, Louisiana, aboard the JCR Components Affordable Cleaning Team Rodney Howell Performance Engines Wild Child Race Cars number 58, it's Tiffany Welch. Your third starter is from Natchitoches, Louisiana, in the Napa Auto Parts Slays Electronics number FOUR, that's Kason Dillard. And to the outside from Manny in the Smell Smoke Racing Fredu Car Care Career Motorsports number 8F is Todd Fredu. Starting fifth from Kilgore, Texas, driving the F&F Transmission CMAR Custom Cabinets 3D Motorsports Hales Racing Chassis number 13X of Austin Hale. And to the outside, currently second in points from Florine in the Warshocks by K. Dillard Racing Brian Cook Trucks Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 100 of Ross Cook. Your final row of starters to the inside from Bastrop, Louisiana in the CCR Converters Freeland Land Services UFO Motorsports Express Race Cars number 09 of Dawson Moore. And your final starter is from Florine in the Warshocks by K. Dillard Racing Brian Cook Trucks Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 100 plus of Brian Cook. We're going to go 8 laps in distance for the BOM Bank Factory Stock Heat Race number 1. All cars advancing to tonight's A feature. The winner of this heat race will start on the pole of tonight's A feature. Lights are out. We're going 8 laps in distance. Green flag waving. Dalton Dubois out to the early race lead. Here's Tiffany Welch in the second spot, taking a dive down to the bottom, down the backstretch. She's in the second spot. Todd Fredu and Austin Hale side by side for third. A pair of Cook cars, father and son Brian and Ross, battle wheel to wheel for the 5th position. Dawson Moore at the back of the pack in 09 machine. Dalton Dubois continues to roll out front. Tiffany Welch in the second spot with Todd Fredu in third. Ross Cook in the fourth spot with Austin Hale rounding out the top five. We're halfway home. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Contact between Brian Cook and Austin Hale. Austin now off the pace. Looks like a flat left rear tire, and the caution flag will wave. We got some debris on the backstretch. Looks like the 13X of Austin Hale lost his drive shaft on the backstretch, bringing out the first caution of the night for the BOM Bank factory stocks. Next weekend, you won't want to miss it, the inaugural Battle on the Bend. $7,500 to win for the BOM Bank factory stocks. This division right here will be battling for the largest payday ever at Sabine Speedway. Expecting many, many cars for a three nights of racing. Thursday night will be a complete practice with time trials for contingency awards. Friday night we will race the qualifiers, and on Saturday will be the main event. The American Championship Series Limited Modifieds will be in action. I believe a $1,000 payday on Saturday. And the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders will be in action both nights as well. The Foy Motors Crate Racing USA late models will be in action next weekend on the Battle on the Bend as well. You won't want to miss it. Five laps down and 3 laps to go. Dalton Dubois trying to stick his name at the top of the A feature lineup. Green flag. Tiffany Welch still in the second spot with Todd Fredu in third. The Cook cars running fourth and fifth. Ross in the fourth spot. The black 100. Brian Cook in the red 100 plus in the fifth spot. White flag is in the air. We got 1 lap to go for Casper, the D55. Checkered flag waving. Dalton Dubois will take heat race number 1. Tiffany Welch in second. Todd Fredu in third. Ross Cook will be fourth. And rounding out the top 5 is Brian Cook. So your top 3 cars. In third from Manny, the 8F of Todd Fredu. Second place from Greenwood, Louisiana, the 58 of Tiffany Welch. And taking the win from Robeline, the D55 of Dalton Dubois. Heat race number 2 for the BOM Bank factory stocks will line up in this order. On the pole from Dry Prong, Louisiana, aboard the JCR Components Affordable Cleaning Team, Rodney Howell Performance Engines Jet Chassis number 3 of CJ Howell. On the outside from Montgomery, Louisiana, in the Ray's Custom Paint and Body Litton Motorsports Atomic Race Cars number 535 of Paul Graves. To the inside of row number 2. From Colfax in the original Parker Chairs and Swings, Joel's Auto Sales, Don's Racing Engines, Wild Child Race Cars, number 9 of John Parker Jr. And to the outside from Ball, Louisiana, in the R&R Racing Engines, Destroyer Chassis, number 37 of Mickey Steele. Your 5th starter is from Sugartown, Louisiana, in the Tad P Trucking, Rodney Howell Performance Engines Team 91 Chassis, number 96 of Jody Laborde. And to the outside from Natchitoches, from Florine, the Fredu Car Care Jones Septic Fredu's ATV Outlaw Race Cars, number 13 of Colby Johnson. Your final starter to the inside from West Monroe in the Floorworks Bobby's Body Shop PTS Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 125 is Lou Lyles. Green flag flying. C.J. Howell, your race leader in the 3-car. John Parker Jr. and Paul Graves going side by side for the 2nd spot. Mickey Steele in 4th in the 37. He took home the street stock feature race last Friday night. No street stocks in the house, but he pulled the BOM Bank Factory stock out. Going to try to take the win here tonight at Sabine. Colby Johnson in the 5th spot, the 13. The 125 of Lou Lyles right there behind him battling. And the 96 of Jody Laborde at the back of the pack. C.J. Howell setting the pace. John Parker Jr. in the 2nd spot. Here comes Mickey Steele to the inside of Paul Graves for 3rd. Can't make the pass just yet. As John Parker Jr. is now closing the gap between 1st and 2nd. Four laps down and 4 to go this time as they cross underneath the flag stand. We're halfway home. C.J. Howell continues to lead. John Parker Jr. continues to close the gap. Paul Graves in 3rd. Mickey Steele 4th. Colby Johnson, Lou Lyles, and Jody Laborde. 2 laps to go this time, and here comes John Parker Jr. trying to pull even with CJ. And we got a problem for Lou Lyles. Gets a little bit crossed up coming out of turn number 4. He'll gather it back in after losing some ground. We will stay green. Here we go. White flag coming out this time for the 2 white cars out front. C.J. Howell, John Parker Jr. battle for the race lead and the race win is on the line here on this final lap. Off of turn number 2, C.J. Howell leads the way down the back stretch. He's going to pull ahead through 3 and 4. C.J. Howell remains at the point, and he wins heat race number 2. John Parker Jr. comes home 2nd. 3rd place is going to be Paul Graves, Mickey Steele in 4th, and Colby Johnson rounding out the top 5. So your top 3 cars: in 3rd from Montgomery, Louisiana, the 535 of Paul Graves. 2nd place from Colfax, Louisiana, the 9 of John Parker Jr. And taking the win out of Dry Prong, the 3 of C.J. Howell. BOM Bank Factory Stock Heat Race number 3 now pulling out onto the Speedway. On the pole from Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the Incredible Edible Snowballs Club 20 Suspension Dot Trails Plumbing F1 Racing Engines, number 5M of Michael Harlow. On the outside, the 193 is going to be driven by Daniel Seals. He's from Shepherd, Texas. To the inside of row number 2 from Sugartown, Louisiana, driving the Tad P Trucking, Dwayne and Marlana Trucking, Rodney Howell Performance Engines Combine Customs Chassis, number 48F of Dwayne Fortenberry. Your 4th starter is from Minden, Louisiana. He drives the Debbie Callender Realtor, Chad's Auto and Exhaust, PTS Race Engines, Chad Callender Race Cars, number B1 of Kyle Cummings. Starting 5th out of Leesville, Louisiana, driving the Henry's Motorsports, Bud's Auto and Towing, FTS Supply Outlaw Race Cars, number 15 of Kyle Bassett. And from Rovaline, Louisiana, in the Scotty Shade Tree Performance, Myers Automotive, CB Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 1 of Stony DuBois. Your final starter is from Florine in the Barber Racing, Brian Cook Trucks, Joey Shirley Motorsports, number M13 is Robert Barber. Looks like Dwayne Fortenberry not going to be able to start this one. Green flag flying. Here we go for the 3rd heat race. BOM Bank Factory Stocks underway. Michael Harlow and Daniel Seals side by side for the race lead. And here comes Kyle Cummings, the defending King of the Hill, $10,000 winner last season. Up in smoke goes the 193 of Daniel Seals. And he's off the pace now down the front stretch. Looks like a flat right rear. Kason Dillard, the FOUR, made the start in heat race number 3 at the back of the pack. Michael Harlow leads the field. Kyle Cummings in second. Kyle Bassett in third. Fourth is Stoney Dubois. Here comes Cummings to the inside of Harlow. Down the back stretch and into turn number 3. They're wheel to wheel, side by side through the corners. Out of turn 4, Harlow continues to roll around with the momentum on the outside. Michael Harlow, your race leader. Kyle Cummings now to the inside. Got to try to make the pass. And off at turn number 2, he's got the advantage rolling down the midway point of the back stretch. Kyle Cummings, your new race leader in the B1. Michael Harlow in the second spot. Kyle Bassett in third. And fourth is Stoney Dubois. Rounding out the top 5 is Kason Dillard and the M13 of Robert Barber. We got 2 laps to go this time for the B1. This is, of course, the final tune-up for the big battle on the bend coming up next weekend. $7,500 to win for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Cummings. Down the back straightaway, pulling away out front into 3 and 4 for the final time. Autism awareness checkered flag waving. Kyle Cummings will take the win in the B1. Michael Harlow will finish second. Kyle Bassett in third. Fourth is Stoney Dubois. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be Kason Dillard. So your top 3 cars in third from Leesville, the 15 of Kyle Bassett. Second place from Lake Charles, the 5M of Michael Harlow. And taking the win from Minden, Louisiana, the B1 of Kyle Cummings. We will now move to the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Heat race number 1 will line up in this way. On the pole from Calhoun, Louisiana, in the Next Level Designs, Granddaddy's Garage, Braxton's Heavy Haul, Davis Landscaping, number 12 of Will Owens. On his outside, the current point leader from Jonesboro, Louisiana, in the Woodrow Lowe Trucking, Mark Kennedy Plumbing, Paul Levy Race Engines, Western Flyer Race Cars, number B99 of Ben Leedy. To the inside of row number 2 out of Greenwood, Louisiana, and the Elite Auto number 08, that is Tim Minister. And to his outside from Bastrop, Louisiana, driving the CCR Converters, Freeland Land Services, UFO Motorsports Express Race Cars, number 91 of Chris Freeland. Your 5th starter is from Sibley, Louisiana. He drives the Williams Flooring and Construction, Blacks Metals, Myers Automotive, Wicked Race Cars, number 47cc of Connor Williams. On the outside from Bro Bridge, in the 77M, that is Brandon Miller, and Colby Miller in the 10 car from China, Texas. Lights are out. We're going 8 laps in distance for the first of 2 American Championship Series limited modified heat races. Will Owens and Ben Leedy will get us rolling. Chris Freeland on the outside in the 91. Here's Connor Williams to the inside, and a problem for the 12 of Will Owens. Get a little bit crossed up as they enter the back stretch. Going to open the door for Connor Williams and Brandon Miller to come along with him. So it's Ben Leedy, your current point leader and your current race leader. Connor Williams in the second spot. Brandon Miller in third. Colby Miller in fourth. And it's a side-by-side battle for fifth. Chris Freeland will have it off at turn number 4. Will Owens and Tim Minister going side-by-side for not last. They roll down the back straightaway. Owens has the advantage down on the bottom side of the Speedway, and he'll pull ahead. Ben Leedy, Connor Williams, Brandon Miller, Colby Miller, and Chris Freeland, your top 5. Halfway home, 4 laps down and 4 to go. Battle on the racetrack for the 4th position. Colby Miller has it. Chris Freeland wants it. He's right behind in striking distance with just a few circuits left in heat race number 1. Connor Williams gaining on the B99 of Ben Leedy as they roll off at turn number 2 and down the back stretch. Into 3 and 4, 2 flags in the air. That means we got 2 laps to go, a white and a checkered. Ben Leedy continues to lead in the B99, but he's got company. Connor Williams, a former winner here this season, is right behind him. Brandon Miller in third, Colby Miller in fourth, and Chris Freeland rounding out the top 5. Will Owens and Tim Minister rounding out the field. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Who's going to start on the pole of tonight's limited modified feature race presented by American Championship Series? They roll down the back straightaway. Slower car of Tim Minister will pull off the Speedway. The 08 is done. Through 3 and 4, checkered flag waving. Connor Williams going to test the top, but there's nothing there. Ben Leedy will take the win. Connor Williams in the second spot. Third is Brandon Miller. Fourth place will be Colby Miller, and rounding out the top 5 is Chris Freeland. So your top 3 cars in third from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, the 77M of Brandon Miller. Second place from Sibley, Louisiana, the 47cc of Connor Williams. And taking the win from Jonesboro, Louisiana, the B99 of Ben Leedy. And here comes heat race number 2 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. On the pole from West Monroe, Louisiana, in the Storm Services VEA Transportation Best Engines IRP race cars, number 17 of Austin Storm. On the outside pole, out of Sibley, Louisiana, he drives the Williams Flooring and Construction Blacks Metals Myers Automotive IRP race cars, number 7cc of Colby Williams. To the inside of row number 2. From Bastrop, Louisiana, in the CCR Converters Freeland Land Services UFO Motorsports Express Race Cars, number 9C of Christopher Freeland. And on the outside from Farmerville, Louisiana, in the Johnsonville Company Tri-State Industrial Best Engines Express Race Cars, number A1 of Heath Wilson. The 78 is R.C. Hagan out of Heinston, Louisiana. The 5C Logan Crayon from DeRitter. And Tracy Denby Jr. in the 15 out of Vidor, Texas. Here we go. Austin Storm, your race leader as they roll off at turn number 4. Colby Miller in the second spot. Christopher Freeland in third. Austin Storm. Colby Williams in the second spot. Third place, Christopher Freeland. Tracy Denby Jr. up to fourth now after starting last. It's his debut in the IRP race car. They'll now move into the third spot. Denby up to third. Fourth place, Christopher Freeland and R.C. Hagen in the fifth spot. Keith Wilson and Logan Crayon rounding out the field. We're halfway home, 4 laps down and 4 to go for Austin Storm. Tracy Denby Jr. looks very fast around the Sabine Speedway in the 15 car. Started in the dead last spot, up to third, now challenging for second with just a few laps remaining. On the back bumper of Colby Williams goes Tracy Denby Jr. He'll test the outside. Nothing there. He'll peek down to the inside. Off of 2 and down the back stretch. Wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Here comes Denby. Up to the second spot with 2 laps to go. Going to try to track down Austin Storm, but may not have enough time left. Colby Williams in the third spot. Fourth place is the 9C of Christopher Freeland. R.C. Hagen rounding out the top 5. Heath Wilson and Logan Crayon rounding out the field. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for heat race number 2 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Off of turn number 2, Austin Storm has been fast the whole way through. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Tracy Denby Jr. will have to pace behind and settle for second. Austin Storm takes the win. Tracy Denby Jr. in the second spot. Third place is Colby Williams. Fourth is Christopher Freeland. And R.C. Hagen rounds out the top 5. So your top 3 cars in third from Sibley, Louisiana, the 7cc of Colby Williams. Second place from Vidor, Texas, the 15 of Tracy Denby Jr. And taking the win from West Monroe, Louisiana, the 17 of Austin Storm. I'm now going to turn the microphone over to Colin Bell, my brother, the voice of the Short Track Super Series, Ollie's Bargain Outlet, Cajun Region.
So it is time for the heat races for the Short Track Super Series, Ollie's Bargain Outlet, Cajun Region. We had an announcement earlier today that Ollie's Bargain Outlet has become the title sponsor of our series. So we thank them for joining the Cajun Region of the Short Track Super Series Modifieds. Heat race number 1 is going to line up like this on the pole in number 9 out of Sibley, Louisiana. In the Allen's Automotive number 9, that's going to be Alan Myers. To his outside in the 318 Bail Bonds, Rasco Racing. R21 out of Converse, Louisiana, that's going to be Tommy Rasco. To the inside of row number 2, the Triple T Enterprises number 33, that's going to be Richard Holt out of Atlanta, Texas. To his outside out of Robeline, Louisiana, that's going to be Caleb Dillard in the 18, the current points leader for the 2022 season and the points champion of the 2021 season. On the inside of row number 3, the Ramblin' Construction Long Range Alley, number 35. That's going to be Keith Batty Alley. And to his outside out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, the 74, sponsored by the National Weather Service. That's going to be Roger Erickson. 6 cars. We'll have 3 heats of 6 cars. 18 cars in attendance tonight for the Doc Dillard Memorial. $2,500 to win the 40-lap A main for this class later on tonight. All cars will advance to the A. The top 2 will advance to the redraw later on tonight. So lights are out. Alan Myers and Tommy Rasco going to lead us to green in heat number 1. Good start. Myers going to get the jump. He enters on the bottom. Rasco through the middle. Dillard's up top. As Holt stumbles through turn number 1, Batty Alley's going to take away the 4th spot. Coming out of turn 1, leading lap number 1 is going to be Alan Myers in the 9, followed by Tommy Rasco in R21. Caleb Dillard in 18. Keith Batty Alley in 35 and Richard Holt in the 33. Alan Myers going to extend his lead down the back straightaway. Here comes Caleb Dillard in the 18, going to try to take away the 2nd and final redraw spot away from the R21 of Tommy Rasco. As Myers continues to distance himself from the field, Dillard working the high side, Rasco working a little bit through the middle. as Batty Alley, Holt, and Erickson continue to run the second half of the field. Alan Myers continuing to drive away as the battle intensifies for the second spot. Rasco still has it. Dillard's there. Batty Alley may be gaining ground in the 35, but he's got some work to do. Halfway this time for Alan Myers in the 9. Here comes Dillard to the outside. Rasco still got the second spot for now. Here comes Caleb Dillard to the outside. 18 going to get a bit too high, and Rasco's going to gain some ground, extend his advantage. Try to hold him off for 3 more laps as Alan Myers still leads in the 9. Rasco has second. Dillard is third. Batty Alley's fourth. Holt fifth, and Erickson sixth. Here comes Dillard to the outside. Once again, he's going to power around the outside of the R21 of Rasco down the back straightaway. Problems for Richard Holt in 33 as he slows on the exit of turn 2. Has 2 laps to go this time for Alan Myers. Caleb Dillard has second. Tommy Rasco is third. Keith Batty Alley fourth, and Roger Erickson fifth as Richard Holt expires his number 33. Coming out of turn 4, taking the white flag this time, Alan Myers in the 9. Running order remains the same as Dillard distances himself away from Rasco, trying to secure the second redraw spot from heat race number 1. Exiting 3, coming out of 4, taking heat race number 1 of the Doc Dillard Memorial. It's the 9 of Alan Myers. Second redraw spot will go to Caleb Dillard in 18. R21 of Tommy Rasco is third. Keith Batty Alley in 35, fourth. And the 74 of Roger Erickson comes home fifth. Richard Holt will be scored 6th in the 33. Again, we'd like to thank the sponsors that have made this Doc Dillard Memorial possible. Taylor Dozer and Backhoe, Automotive Solutions, DeSoto Iron and Metal, Keith Batty Alley, Powell and Sons, Tim Bates Painting, Super S Oils, Delta Tree Service, Ricky Arthur's Body Shop, Oltz Installation, Foy Motors, Shed Road Auto Parts, S&S Fishing and Rental, K. Dillard Racing, Sabine Speedway, Napa Auto Parts of Manny, the Manny Pit Stop, Darrell's Automotive, Arclatech Speedway, and Ramblin' Construction. Thank you to all of these sponsors for making the Doc Dillard Memorial possible in what is the first visit for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region to Sabine Speedway in our brief series history so far, and also the highest paying race outside of our Cajun Swing. This is our highest paying points race ever in series history. So heat race number 2 is going to line up like this. Out of Doylean, Louisiana on the pole in the Reynolds Grocery RTT Trucking number 5. That's Richard Reynolds. Scheduled to be to his outside in the Quality Lawn Care number 42X. That's John Lutz out of East Bern, New York. Unfortunately, John Lutz had a motor expire in hot laps, and he will be done for the night. Scheduled to go from the 3rd spot, the Quality Lawn Care Outsiders Baseball Team number 55 of Brent Buckley out of Benton, Louisiana. To his outside, out of Mansfield, Louisiana, in the DeSoto Iron and Metal number 7, that's going to be Cody Robbins. Robbins will inherit the front row starting spot due to Lutz's unfortunate circumstances. Inside of row number 3 is going to be Gene Boarder in the Fast Fuel number 8, and to his outside, the Triple T Enterprises Service General Store number 4. That's going to be Thomas Holt out of Atlanta, Texas. We're going to go with 5 cars. The top 2 will advance to the redraw. All cars will advance to the A. So Reynolds and Robbins going to lead us to the green. Reynolds in 5, Robbins in 7. Cody Robbins going to get the early jump. Reynolds going to get a little bit crossed up in turn number 1. This is his first time driving one of these cars. His debut with the Short Track Super Series. As Robbins is going to lead lap number 1 and 7. Here comes Thomas Holt in the 5. Brent Buckley has 3rd for now. Gene Boarder is 4th, and Richard Reynolds has the 5th spot. So Cody Robbins won the inaugural race of the Short Track Super Series Cajun Region at Super V Speedway last year. First ever event for the series was won by the number 7 out of Mansfield, Louisiana, and he leads heat race number 2 right now. currently being followed by the 4X as Brent Buckley gets loose in turn number 3. 55X spinning to a stop between turns 3 and 4, and the caution flag is going to wave. So the caution waves for the 55X of Brent Buckley. Brent is sponsored by Outsiders Baseball Team and the Quality Lawn Care Service. So your current race leader, the 7 of Cody Robbins, stopping in turn number 1. So 3 laps in and 5 laps to go for heat race number 2 of the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region. Once again, the top 2 from each heat, a total of 6 cars will redraw for the top 6 positions of top 6 starting positions, I should say, of the 40-lap Doc Dillard Memorial, which is going to pay $2,500 to the winner. So 3 laps down, 5 laps to go. The DeSoto Iron and Metal number 7 of Cody Robbins has the lead as of now. To his outside, Thomas Holt. Gene Border running in the 3rd spot, and Richard Reynolds holds the 4th spot as Brent Buckley is going to expire the 55X from heat race action. Green flag back out, 5 more laps to go this time. Cody Robbins going to get a good jump. Here comes Thomas Holt to the outside. Border and Reynolds going to go side by side for the 3rd spot. Holt trying to get a run down the back straightaway. He's going to go to the top. Robbins on the bottom. Halfway this time. Border's going to secure the 3rd spot as Holt gets into the front straightaway wall. Robbins continues to work the bottom as Holt works the top. Those 2 distancing themselves from the 3rd place car of Gene Border in the 8 machine as Richard Reynolds continues to ride in the 4th position. 3 more laps to go for the 7 of Cody Robbins. Running order stays as it was last lap. Robbins, Holt, Border, and Reynolds. 2 laps to go this time for the 7 of Cody Robbins. White flag this time for the DeSoto Iron and Metal number 7. Triple T Enterprises number 4 of Thomas Holt allowing the Fast Fuel number 8 of Gene Border to close in. They just run out of laps as coming out of turn 4, taking heat race number 2, Cody Robbins in 7. The 4 of Thomas Holt will take the 2nd redraw position. Gene Border finishes 3rd. And Richard Reynolds in the 5 going to finish in the 4th position. Brent Buckley will be scored 5th. Race fans, you can see the joy from the 7 car. He made 1 lap, really about half a lap at Boot Hill Speedway in our last race before breaking. Been struggling with issues with his car all year long. So good to see Cody Robbins get a good run and a heat race victory here at the biggest race of the year. So Cody Robbins and Thomas Holt will advance to the redraw later on tonight. Heat race number 3 is going to line up like this. On the pole out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. In the Olds installation, floor trader number 29, that's Corey Olds. To his outside, winner of our first race at Super Bowl Speedway out of Waxahachie, Texas. That's going to be the Maxim Graphics number 7 of Corey Kymick. To the inside of row number 2, the Lofton Motorsports Myers Automotive 4X That's going to be Cody Adams. To his outside, the Shed Road Auto Parts, Shed Road Towing, number 28. That's David Forbes. To the inside of row number 3, the Quality Lawn Care 7MM is going to be Joe Boswell. And to his outside, the Andy Carrier Woody's Home for Veterans, number 43. That's Mike Krumpiegel. So the 7 of Corey Keimig not going to make the call after problems from hot laps. The 4X of Cody Adams also not making the call. So Corey Oltz, David Forbes, Mike Krumpiegel, and Joe Boswell. 4 cars, 8 laps, top 2 to the redraw. Joe Boswell going high in turn 1, going to spin to avoid the wall, and he'll keep rolling as David Forbes has the lead down the back straightaway, followed by Corey Oltz. Mike Krumpiegel runs in the 3rd spot, and Joe Boswell in the 4th position. So the 28 machine, the Shed Road Towing, Shed Road Auto Parts, Golf Cars of Louisiana, PTS Select Auto number 28 of David Forbes has the current race lead of heat race number 3. Corey Oltz out of Lake Charles, Louisiana in the 29, running in the 2nd position, with Mike Krumpiegel in 3rd and Joe Boswell rounding out your 4-car field. Two-car breakaway at the moment as Forbes and Oltz see the halfway sign this time. Krumpiegel running in the 3rd position, Boswell still in 4th. As we have 4 laps down, 4 laps to go in heat race 3 of the Short Track Super Series, Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region. 3 laps to go this time for the 28 machine out of Bossier City. Coming out of turns 3 and 4, 2 laps to go this time for the 24 of David Forbes as he has extended his lead over the 29 of Corey Oltz, who has a full straightaway advantage over the 3rd place car of Mike Krumpiegel. White flag this time for the 28, followed by the 29. Forbes and Oltz far out front. As Krumpiegel runs 3rd, Boswell continues to run 4th. Entering turn 3, coming out of 4, taking heat race number 3 of the Doc Dillard Memorial. It's David Forbes in the 28. Making his first redraw of the season, the 29 of Corey Oltz comes home 2nd. Mike Krumpiegel in 43 will finish in the 3rd position, and Joe Boswell in 7MM in the 4th position. That will conclude heat race action for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region. We'll be back later with the redraw.
All right, folks, we will now take a brief intermission. Good time to get up and stretch your legs. Go visit the concession stand. We got a couple of T-shirt sellers down underneath the grandstands. The Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region selling some shirts, as well as Caleb Dillard He's selling some shirts down underneath the grandstand as well. We'll be back here shortly for the modified redraw, followed by our 4 feature events.
Seen the
Race fans, if you enjoy the Big Block Series, the Short Track Super Series, Ollie's Bargain Outlet, Cajun Region, we do have an apparel table under the bleachers right here. We will also have another event here at Sabine Speedway. You can catch us next Saturday at Super B Speedway. We also run at Boot Hill Speedway, Arklatex Speedway, Rocket Raceway Park, and many others. So make sure to catch us throughout the season if you enjoy the racing action these guys put on. We need David Forbes to the flag stand. He's a lot faster on the track. All right, race fans, it is time for our top 6 redraw for the 40-lap Doc Dillard Memorial. First car to draw will be the winner of heat race number one, the 9 machine of Alan Myers, sponsored by Myers Automotive. Alan Myers draws the 6th. He will start from the 6th position in the 40-lap A main. Drawing second out of Mansfield, Louisiana, in the DeSoto Iron and Metal number 7, it's Cody Robbins. Robbins gets the outside pole. He'll start from the 2nd position. You can throw it to a kid if you want. Who wants a Frisbee? They're tiny. They don't fly very well. All right, the winner of heat race number 3, the Shed Road Auto Parts Shed Road Towing Golf Cars of Louisiana, number 28, David Forbes. The 4 for David Forbes. Now 2nd place from heat race number 1. That's going to be the Robaline Rocket, the current points leader, the number 18 of Caleb Dillard. Dillard draws the 3. He will start from the inside of row number 2. Next to draw out of Atlanta, Texas, the Triple T Enterprises. Number 4, that's Thomas Holt. The 4 for Thomas Holt. So out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, the number 29, making his first redraw of the season. He's going to go from the pole for $2,500 to win, Corey Oltz. So we had a little mix-up. Corey Oltz will start from the 5th position, and David Forbes will start from the pole. So the front 3 rows will be David Forbes, the 7 of Cody Robbins, the 18 of Caleb Dillard, the 4 of Thomas Holt, the 29 of Corey Oltz, and the 9 of Alan Myers. We will be back later for our 40-lap, $2,500 to win Doc Dillard Memorial feature for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region Modifieds.
Here is the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder feature onto the track from Keithville, Louisiana, Ben McDuff, and from Sibley, Louisiana, Brian Geis in the 10G. Waters in the 4JC from Marthaville, Colin Jones in the C23 from Provençal, and Michelle Tedder out of Manny in the 11M. We're going 12 laps for the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders. Brian Geis, your race leader in the 10G. The 10G, the Brian Geis Painting, Smitty's Heating and Air CB Raceworks machine. Working well out front. Ben McDuff in the second spot, the F5. Third place, the Jones Septic Hitman Designs LCC Trucking, number C23 of Colin Jones. And the Micah E. Arbuckle, attorney at law, number 4 JC of Chris Waters in the fourth spot. The Vines Construction, number 11M of Michelle Tedder, rounding out the field. Geis has one win here this season. Ben McDuff and Michelle Tedder also have wins here this season. And we are halfway home, 6 laps down and 6 laps to go for Brian Geis. Lap traffic may end up being right in front of your race leader. And there's a good battle for third between Colin Jones and Chris Waters. Waters will roll around the outside. He's now in the third spot. Brian Geis will put Michelle Tedder 1 lap down. There is a lap and a pair of corners in between your race leader and second place. C23 of Colin Jones off the pace and into the infield. Looks like his night is done. We got 2 laps to go this time for Brian Geis, and we got a wheel into the woods for the 4JC of Chris Waters. He's off the pace. Caution flag coming out for the 4JC of Chris Waters. Lost the right rear, and it ended up in the woods in 1 and 2. We got 10 laps down and 2 laps to go. Brian Geis, Ben McDuff, and Michelle Tedder going to try to sort it out here. Green flag waving. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Brian Geis. Off of turn 2 and down the back stretch into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waving. Taking the win is going to be Brian Geis. Second place will go to Ben McDuff in the F5, and Michelle Tedder rounds out the field in the 11M. How about it for the 10G of Brian Geis, your feature winner for the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders. Well, Brian, another trip down to Sabine Parish to race here at this tight corner bull ring, and another check to take home.
I always enjoy coming down here to this track. It's a nice facility track, you know. Everybody's good people, you know. It's a good place to race. Just enjoy another feature win.
Absolutely, man. Well, how far of a drive is it for you from Sibley?
It's about an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay, not too bad. Well, let's hear about everybody who helps you out on the car.
Me personally, Smitty's heating there, finish line detailing. I always got to thank Danny Bryant for always, you know, helping me out a little bit here and there. Laney Mixon, my girlfriend, for letting me race. That's about it. I mean.
All right, we're going to see you next weekend for the Battle on the Bend?
Yeah, I will be here.
All right, make some noise and come back and see him next week. Brian Geis, your feature winner for the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders. Here is the BOM Bank Factory Stock Feature Race. And here is your starting lineup. On the pole from Robeline in the Cane River Waterslide Perro Consulting Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number D55 of Dalton DuBois. On the outside from Dry Prong, Louisiana, behind the wheel of the JCR Components Affordable Cleaning Team, Rodney Howell Performance Engines, Jet Chassis number 3 of CJ Howell. Your third starter is from Minden, Louisiana, in the Debbie Calendar Realtor, Chad's Auto and Exhaust, PTS Race Engines, Chad Calendar Race Cars, number B1 of Kyle Cummings. And your fourth starter is from Greenwood, Louisiana, behind the wheel of the JCR Components Affordable Cleaning Team, Rodney Howell Performance Engines, Wild Child Race Cars, number 58 of Tiffany Welch. Starting fifth from Colfax, Louisiana, in the original Parker Chairs and Swings, Joel's Auto Sales, Don's Racing Engines, Wild Child Race Cars, number 9 of John Parker Jr. And to his outside from Lake Charles in the incredible Edible Snowballs, Club 20 Suspension, Dottrails Plumbing, F1 Racing Engines, number 5M of Michael Harlow. Going seventh on the grid from Manny in the Smell Smoke Racing, Fredu Car Care, Greer Motorsports, number 8F is Todd Fredu. And to his outside from Florine, driving the Brian Cook Trucks, Warshocks by Cade Dillard Racing, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 100 of Ross Cook. Starting 11th from Ball, Louisiana, in the R&R Racing Engines, Destroyer Chassis, number 37 of Mickey Steele. And on his outside, from Robeline in the Scotty Shade Tree Performance, Myers Automotive, CB Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 1 of Stony DuBois. Your 13th starter is from Florine in the Warshocks by K. Dillard Racing, Brian Cook Trucks, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Car, number 100 plus of Brian Cook. And to the outside, also from Florine, driving the Fredu Car Care, Jones Septic Fredu's ATV Outlaw Race Cars, number 13 of Colby Johnson. The FOUR is Kaysen Dillard. He's from Robeline. Dawson Moore from Bastrop in the 09. Lou Lyles, Robert Barber, Jody Laborde, Daniel Seals, and Dwayne Fortenberry. Here we go for the VOM Bank Factory Stocks. Dalton DuBois and CJ Howell going wheel to wheel for the race lead, but we got a couple cars at the back of the pack stopped in turns 1 and 2. Green flag. Down the back straightaway, CJ Howell now in the early race lead. The 3 car, Dalton DuBois in second with Kyle Cummings in third. Tiffany Welch and John Parker Jr. rounding out the top 5. Howell, DuBois, and Cummings, your top 3. Welch and Parker, your top 5. Fredu is right in front of a spinning Ross Cook. Some contact made between Cook and Kyle Bassett. That will bring out the caution flag. Lights are out. We have 2 laps complete, 18 laps to go. CJ Howell, your race leader. Dalton Dubois choosing the outside, and Kyle Cummings in third. Green flag waving. Here comes Kyle Cummings to the inside of Dalton Dubois. They're side by side for the second spot. CJ Howell, your race leader. Kyle Cummings now up to the second spot. Dalton Dubois in third. John Parker Jr. in fourth. And a battle for fifth. Tiffany Welch holds the spot momentarily. And we've got a problem for the 13 of Colby Johnson. He spins at the exit of turn number 2. And looks like he's going to be content to sit there and bring out the caution flag. We got 4 laps complete and 16 laps to go. Green flag flying for CJ Howell. Trying to park it in Joel's Auto Sales Powell and Son Victory Lane here tonight. Kyle Cummings making his season debut here at Sabine in the B1. He's the defending king of the hill, $10,000 winner at Boot Hill Speedway last season. That race coming up at the end of July up there in Greenwood. Cummings going to get a little bit loose at the exit of 2, opening the door for John Parker Jr. Parker not able to pull even just yet as Dalton Dubois up to the second spot, looking to take the race lead away from CJ Howell. Howell leads at the exit of 2. Dalton Dubois running about a half line toward the outside of Howell's line. Kyle Cummings, John Parker Jr., and Tiffany Welch rounding out your top 5. CJ Howell continues to look strong. Dalton Dubois, Kyle Cummings, John Parker Jr., those top 4 cars are pulling away. Now Stoney Dubois into the 5th spot ahead of Tiffany Welch. We got a pile up at the exit of turn number 4. Caution flag waving. Todd Fradu involved. I believe Ross Cook over there as well. 9 laps gone, 11 laps to go. CJ Howell, Dalton Dubois, Kyle Cummings, here we go. And Michael Harlow makes contact with Colby Johnson and spins around in 1 and 2. Cars rolling, but not moving fast enough. He's going to pull it down into the infield. Michael Harlow looks like his night might be done. Howell, Dubois, and Cummings, your top 3 with Parker and Dubois rounding out the top 5. But here comes Daniel Seals looking to the outside of Stoney Dubois. Lou Lyles there as well in the 125. Kyle Cummings and Dalton Dubois side by side for the second spot. Front wheel to back wheel as they enter turn number 3, and we've got one off the pace, the 09 of Dawson Moore, able to gather it back and continue green flag racing. Now Kyle Cummings sneaks to the inside of Dalton Dubois for the second spot. Howell, Cummings, Dubois, Parker, and Dubois, your top 5. The M13 of Robert Barber spins into the infield. Out of harm's way, we will stay green. Lap traffic may become a factor in the closing stages of this one. The 09 of Dawson Moore being gained upon by CJ Howell in the 3. Colby Johnson off the pace and into the infield. The 13 car, his night is done. Two laps to go this time for Rodney Howell. Rodney Howell, Kyle Cummings, Dalton Dubois, John Parker Jr., Stoney Dubois, Lou Lyles, Daniel Seals, Kyle Bassett, Dawson Moore, white flag waving. We got 1 lap to go for CJ Howell. Off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. About a 10 car length advantage as he enters turn 3. Checkered flags waving. And CJ Howell will pick up the victory. Kyle Cummings in second, third place is Dalton Dubois. Fourth is John Parker Jr. And Stoney Dubois rounding out the top 5. Make some noise for the BOM Bank Factory Stock Feature winner, CJ Howell in the 3. Well, CJ, man, this is your first time in the 3-car this year?
No, actually, I hopped in it either one of the 2 first races over here for the feature, and just kind of a quick deal. And then this is the second time I've been in it.
All right, well, you might have to fight Rodney over the driver's seat in this one, huh?
No, mainly I just wanted to drive it and change some stuff on it and get it ready for that 7500 for him next week, and glad I could park it here. This is definitely a big booster for next week.
All right, man. Are you going to have a ride in the factory stock division next weekend?
Yes, my plan is to have me and my dad here in both our Fords.
All right, well, good deal. Let's hear about everybody who helped out on the car.
Howell Motorsports, Affordable Cleaning, JCR Components, Rodney for letting me run his car tonight, Landrum Performance Springs, Joel's Auto Sales, Smiley's Racing Products, LBG Graphics by CJ, Bodies by CJ, Tiffany, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my Papa Jackie. Man, there's a lot of people that makes this thing go around, and I can't thank every one of them enough, and all the great fans for coming out, and Bubba and Dano for giving us a place to race.
All right, man. Well, one last thing. How old are you?
17.
17 years old. Parking it in Joel's Auto Sales, Powell & Son Victory Lane. Make some noise for CJ Howell, your BOM Bank Factory Stock Feature winner. Here is the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds on the pole from Jonesboro, Louisiana. Your current point leader in the Woodrow Low Trucking, Mark Kennedy Plumbing, Paul Leedy Race Engines, Western Flyer Race Cars, number B99 of Ben Leedy. On the outside pole from West Monroe in the Storm Services, VEA Transportation, Best Engines, IRP Race Cars, number 17 of Austin Storm. And your third starter hails from Sibley, Louisiana in the Williams Flooring and Construction, Blacks Metals, Myers Automotive, Wicked Race Cars, number 47cc of Connor Williams. To his outside from Vidor, Texas, driving the Wheels ATV, Tracy Denby Racing Engines by CB IRP Race Cars, number 15 of Tracy Denby. Brandon Miller in the 77M, Colby Williams in the 7cc, Colby Miller in the 10, Christopher Freeland in the 9C, Chris Freeland in the 91. The 78 is R.C. Haken, Will Owens, Heath Wilson, Logan Crayon, and Tim Minister is your field. Green flag flying for the American Championship Series Limited Modified. Race is underway for the B99 of Ben Leedy. Out front, Austin Storm and Connor Williams. Now 3 wide with Tracy Denby Jr. up on the high side for just a moment. Austin Storm holds on to the second spot with Connor Williams in third, Tracy Denby Jr. in fourth. And we got a problem for Colby Williams. The 7cc will spin and collect a couple of cars with him. Caution flag waving. 1 lap down and 14 laps to go for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Ben Leedy, your race leader. Connor Williams in second. Austin Storm and Tracy Denby Jr. going wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Denby will hold the spot at the exit of 4. It's now Leedy, Williams, and Denby, your top 3, with Storm in 4th, Brandon Miller in 5th, ahead of Colby Miller in the 10 car. R.C. Hagan, Heath Wilson, Chris Freeland, and Christopher Freeland rounding out your top 10. Tracy Denby Jr. now challenging with Connor Williams for the race, for second place. Now Denby's got the spot, given by the 47cc of Connor Williams. Denby will now set his sights on the B99, the current point leader and the current race leader, Ben Leedy. Brandon Miller up against the wall in 1 and 2. He's going to lose a lot of ground now, and he's off the pace. 77M of Brandon Miller. The big struggle there in 1 and 2. Looks like he'll pull off the back stretch. We'll move Colby Miller into the top 5. 10 car. R.C. Hagan in 6th. Heath Wilson 7th. Freeland's battling for 8th and 9th, and Will Owens rounding out the top 10. Looks like Colby Williams off the pace now, the 7cc pulling off the Speedway as Tracy Denby Jr. closes the gap between himself and Ben Leedy. Tracy Denby Jr. going to try the top shelf this time through 1 and 2. Not going to be able to pull even just yet, but down the back straightaway, he's got a good run into turns 3 and 4. Halfway home this time, Ben Leedy and Tracy Denby Jr. It's a 2-car battle for the race lead. Problems for the 9C of Christopher Freeland. Somehow ended up at the back of the pack. Not sure what happened there. He was earlier battling with the 91 of Chris Freeland. Tracy Denby Jr. trying to set up Ben Leedy for the race lead. Connor Williams not too terribly far behind in the 47cc. Austin Storm all alone in the 4th spot. Colby Miller, R.C. Hagan, and Heath Wilson all right there battling for 5th. Looks like 5 laps to go this time for Ben Leedy. Tracy Denby Jr. continues to pull around the outside, hoping to get some momentum to get around the B99. Down the back stretch, here comes Denby. Momentarily side by side through turns 3 and 4. Denby not able to pull even. Denby side by side for the race lead as they enter turn 3. Off of turn 4, around the outside, here comes Tracy Denby Jr. and he'll lead that lap. Your new race leader, Tracy Denby Jr. in the 15, and he'll roll right around Ben Leedy through 1 and 2. He's got the advantage by 3 or 4 car lengths as they enter turn number 3. Problems for the 10 of Colby Miller. He's off the pace and into the infield, and the 17 of Austin Storm spun around in turn 2. 17 of Austin Storm will bring out the caution. He was running in the 4th spot. 12 laps down and 3 laps to go. Tracy Denby Jr. started at the tail of heat race number 2. He's passed every car in the field tonight for the race lead. And the lights are out. We're going green this time. Good restart for Connor Williams. He's around the outside of Ben Leedy, but can't make the pass. Leedy comes back with the charge, and they're tied up at the back straightaway. The B99 goes all the way around. Caution flag on the Speedway. So your current point leader is B99 of Ben Leedy. His night is done after contact with the 47cc of Connor Williams. Williams has 1 win on the year here at Sabine. We've got 12 laps complete and 3 laps to go. Tracy Denby Jr., your race leader, with Connor Williams in second, R.C. Hagen in third, Heath Wilson, Chris Freeland, Will Owens, Logan Crayon, Christopher Freeland, Austin Storm, and Tim Minister. Green flag. Tracy Denby Jr., Connor Williams, R.C. Hagen, Heath Wilson, and Chris Freeland, your top 5. Checkers waving this time as they enter turns 3 and 4. Checker flag for Tracy Denby Jr. Connor Williams in second, R.C. Hagen third, Heath Wilson in fourth, and Logan Crayon rounding out the top 5. How about a hand for your feature winner in the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds, Tracy Denby Jr. from worst to first here tonight. Well, Tracy, you were late to get to the racetrack tonight to break this thing out. First race, right, on this new machine?
Yes, sir. First race.
All right. Well, you started at the tail of heat race number 2. You came up just one spot shy and started on the pole, but still means you passed just about every car in the field here tonight.
Yeah, man, this car was really good right out of the box. I got into being on the back straightaway a little bit. I didn't mean to, but I hope there's no hard feelings there. I got to thank a lot of people on this car. First of all is named Big Will. He owns this car. He spends all the money and lets me play. My wife for letting me spend all the hours on it, and my old man for helping me put this thing together. And thank all y'all for coming out and supporting us.
Well, it's definitely a fast, hot rod, man, and I'm hoping to see maybe you'll be pulling it into the pits at Boot Hill tomorrow night.
No, tomorrow we got something going on at the home, so we're going to go back to do that, but we'll be here next weekend.
All right, sounds good. Make some noise for him one more time. Your feature winner in the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds, the 15 of Tracy Denby Jr. Well, folks, that will do it for me. My name is Joshua Bell. It's been a pleasure to be your announcer. Our next and final race is for the Short Track Super Series. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to my brother, Colin Bell. You can find me on Facebook at Joshua Bell-Announcer. And you can find us on Facebook, of course, at Sabine Speedway.
All right, race fans, it's about time for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region 40-lap Doc Dillard Memorial with $2,500 going to the victor. We had 18 cars checked in tonight. We have 2 that have had to scratch, unfortunately, due to motor issues and a transmission issue. But we would like to shout out John Lutz for coming all the way from East Bern, New York. He blew a motor in hot laps. And then Richard Holt out of Atlanta, Texas, lost a transmission during heat race action. So we will have 16 cars going 40 laps for $2,500 to win in honor of Doc Dillard. All right, race fans, this is your field for the 40-lap, $2,500 to win Doc Dillard Memorial. We got our series flagman, David Corbello, down at the track. He's going to highlight each of these drivers as we shout out our running order, our feature lineup, starting from the 16th position. Out of Doyline, Louisiana, in the Lofton Motorsports Myers Automotive number 4X, it's going to be Cody Adams in 4X. Starting from the 15th position, out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, sponsored by the National Weather Service, it's the racing weatherman in the 74, Roger Erickson. From the 14th position, the winner of the first race of the 2022 season at Super Bowl Speedway, out of Waxahachie, Texas, in the Maxim Graphics number 7, Corey Kymick. From the 13th position, out of Benton, Louisiana, in the Quality Lawn Care Outsiders baseball team, the 55X, that's Brent Buckley. From the 12th position, in the Quality Lawn Care 7MM, is going to be Joe Boswell out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Starting from the 11th position, his first night in this style of car, out of Doyline, Louisiana, in the Reynolds Grocery RTT Trucking Ironclad Fabrication, it's the 5 of Richard Reynolds. Starting from the 10th position, out of Benton, Louisiana, in the Long Range Ally Rambling Construction number 35, it's Keith Battiali. From the 7th position, they call him Postal Mike, the 43, Mike Krompagal. Starting from the 8th position, out of Vivian, Louisiana, in the Fast Fuel number 8, it's Gene Border. From the 7th position, out of Converse, Louisiana, currently sits second in the point standings, the 318 Bell Bonds Rasco Racing R21, it's Tommy Rasco. Now to your top 6 redraw cars. Redrawing the 6th tonight after winning heat race number 1 out of Sibley, Louisiana, in the Myers Automotive number 9. It's Alan Myers in the 9. Out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the Oltz installation, the Floor Trader outlet number 29, Corey Oltz starts from the 5th position. Starting 4th out of Atlanta, Texas, in the Triple T Enterprises Service Lumber General Store, that's going to be the 4 of Thomas Holt. Starting from the 3rd position, the grandson of Doc Dillard himself, in the main construction, JGM Cleaning, number 18, at the Robaline Rocket, it's Caleb Dillard! And your front row starters, out of Mansfield, Louisiana, in the Ape Engines, DeSoto Iron and Metal, number 7, the winner of the inaugural Cajun Region race at Super B Speedway last season, it's the 7 of Cody Robbins! And starting from the pole, out of Bossier City, Louisiana, in the Shed Road Auto Parts, Shed Road Towing, PTS Power, DKM Fabrication 28, it's David Forbes. 16 cars, 40 laps, $2,500 to win. Race fans, let them know you're happy to see them. It's the Short Track Super Series Cajun Region. On September 12th, 2021, the Dillard family lost one of the biggest supporters, father, grandfather, friend, and husband that one could ever have asked for. For 94 years, we were able to cherish every moment with Doc. Doc Dillard loved coming to support his son and grandsons, Greg, Cade, and Caleb Dillard, for as long as he possibly could. Even when he wasn't able to make it due to his health, he was still a major supporter of their racing activities and would always call to ask how they did. For Caleb Dillard, it only felt right to set up a race in honor of his grandfather and make it the biggest paying modified race in the state of Louisiana. You may notice the pace truck out there, race fans. That was Doc Dillard's truck. And he leads our field of 4 wide. Race fans, Caleb Dillard has requested this song be played in honor of his grandfather, Doc Dillard. As we are about to go 40 laps for $2,500 to win in memory of Doc. Race fans, please get on your feet and salute these drivers. They've come from Texas, Louisiana to race for you, the biggest paying race in Louisiana modified history. It is the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region Modifieds. Race fans, salute them one more time as they go by. 16 Cajun Region Modifieds led by the truck of Doc Dillard. So lights are going to go out. We're going to go 40 laps. It's Forbes, Robbins, Dillard, Holt, Oltz, Myers, Rasco, Border, Crompeagle, Batty Alley, Reynolds, Boswell, Buckley, Kymick, Cody Adams and Roger Erickson will start from the final row, and we are green. Cody Robbins going to take the early race lead down the back straightaway in 7th. And here comes Caleb Dillard to the inside of David Forbes. They're side by side for the second spot. Dillard making contact with the tractor tire as Forbes in 28 spins as well. Caution flag is gonna wave. So caution flag on the first lap after contact between the 28 of David Forbes and the 18 of Caleb Dillard. We will go to a complete restart. Stopping the 28 machine on the back straightaway, making sure all those tires are properly inflated. Would appear that they are, so he will regain the pole position and we'll go for an original restart. So lights are out. We're going to go for a second attempt at the original start. Forbes and Robbins going to lead us back to green. 40 laps. The Doc Dillard Memorial going to restart once again. Good start from Robbins as he's going to get the edge into turn one. Coming down the back straightaway. Holt's going to work to the outside of Dillard as Forbes holds the second spot. Alan Myers works his way around Corey Oltz, and he'll have the fifth spot at the line this time. Forbes is going to lead lap number one. Robbins is going to push, open up the door for Dillard as Robbins and Dillard go side by side down the back straightaway. Dillard's got the momentum, but Robbins going to power to the top. Coming out of turn four, leading lap number two, it's Forbes, Dillard, then Robbins. Robbins going to throw it back to the outside of both of them, trying to find the groove, and he does. He'll get around Dillard. He's door-to-door with the 28 of Forbes down the back straightaway. Power move from the 7 of Cody Robbins, and he will take the lead on lap number 3. Cody Adams working his way through the field in the 4X as well as the 7 of Corey Kymick. Both of those cars started at the tail. For now, your top 5 is Cody Robbins, David Forbes, Caleb Dillard, Thomas Holt, and Alan Myers. Side by side for the 5th position. Myers going to get the run. Here comes Tommy Rasco to the inside of Alan Myers. Going to try to battle for the 5th spot. As Robbins continues to lead, it's Robbins, Forbes, Dillard, Holt, and Myers, your top 5. Here comes Myers looking to the outside of Thomas Holt down the back straightaway. Going to try to take away the 4th spot. He's got the early advantage coming out of 4. He'll have it this time. 4th place at the line this time is Alan Myers. 5th place is Thomas Holt. 6th position, Tommy Rasco. And 7th is the 4X of Cody Adams after starting 16th. Here comes Caleb Dillard to the outside of the 28 of Forbes, but Forbes still has the 2nd spot. Dillard back to the outside in turns 1 and 2. He's going to get a run down the back straightaway. Here comes the 18 of Caleb Dillard sliding into the 2nd position. As we have a 3-car battle emerging for the 5th spot between Rasco, Holt, and Adams. As Dillard now possesses the second place position. So Robbins, Dillard, Forbes, Myers, and Rasco, your top 5 as Rasco gets around the 4 of Thomas Holt. Here comes Cody Adams to his outside. Adams up from 16th to 6th early in this one. And here comes Caleb Dillard to the inside of Cody Robbins down the back straightaway. A push from Robbins and Dillard takes the lead. Dillard, Robbins, Forbes, Myers, and Rasco, your top 5 cars at the moment. Ten laps down, 30 laps to go, and the 18 of Caleb Dillard has the lead. Here comes Alan Myers looking to the outside of Forbes. Forbes will still have third at the line. Big push from Tommy Rasco. Here comes the 4X to his inside down the back straightaway. Can't quite make a move just yet. Alan Myers going to look to the outside of David Forbes. He'll have the third spot this time at the line. Dillard, Robbins, Adams. Dillard, Robbins, Myers, Forbes, and Rasco, your top 5 car. Caleb Dillard now has a full straightaway advantage over the 7 of Cody Robbins. Contact between Olds and Matty Alley. They will continue to run. So they will straighten it out and continue. Looks as if there are issues on the 7 car of Robbins as he is slowed down. He still has the second spot, but doesn't seem to have quite as much speed as he did early on in this race. Best battle on the Speedway is for the 7th spot between Thomas Holt and Keith Battiali, as Alan Myers continues to try to work his way towards the 2nd place position of Cody Robbins. So Caleb Dillard continues to lead, a push from Robbins. Here comes Alan Myers. Myers into the 2nd spot, followed by Robbins, Forbes, and Rasco. As here comes Cody Adams to the inside of Rasco. Forbes going to end ahead of the 7 of Robbins down the back straightaway. They're side by side. Big push from Cody Robbins this time, and he's into the wall in turns 3 and 4. He's going to corral it, keep it moving. As Cody Adams now inherits the 4th spot, Tommy Rasco is 5th. So now it's Caleb Dillard leading with a half-track advantage over the 2nd place car of Alan Myers in the 9. David Forbes still holds the 3rd spot. Cody Adams is 4th. With Tommy Rasco in the 5th spot, the 29 of Corey Olds having problems as he slows in turns 1 and 2. They have enough momentum to get off the track. Get out of harm's way as Tommy Rasco comes to a stop in turn number 1. Caution flag for the R21 of Tommy Rasco. So the caution flag waves for the R21 of Rasco, which will negate a half-track advantage for the 18 of Caleb Dillard, allowing the 9 of Alan Myers to close right in on the back bumper, as well as the 28 of David Forbes. Currently running in the 4th position is the 4X of Cody Adams. He started 16th. Through 19 laps, has worked his way up to the 4th position. Thomas Holt will regain the 5th spot due to Rasco's unfortunate circumstances. $19 laps down, 21 laps to go in the Doc Dillard Memorial. So lights are out. We have 19 laps down, 21 laps to go for the Doc Dillard Memorial for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region Modifieds for race 3 of the 2022 season. We're going back to green with the 18 of Caleb Dillard and the 9 of Alan Myers. Cody Adams going to work his way around David Forbes into the second spot. Now look to the inside of Alan Myers down the back straightaway. Here comes Keith Battiali in 35. He'll take the 4th spot away from Forbes. Forbes going to fight back to the inside. Coming out of turn 4, it's going to be Battiali. So it's Dillard, Myers, Adams, Battiali, and Forbes, your top 5, as Corey Kymick trying to work his way up through the field after missing the heat race after an unforeseen incident in the hot lap session that kept him out of heat race action. So Dillard, Myers, Adams, Battiali, and Forbes continue to run as your top 5. Holt is 6th, Border 7th, Kymick 8th, Erickson 9th, and Buckley has the 10th spot. The R21 of Tommy Rasker will try to work his way back through the field after causing the lap 19 caution. So Dillard continues to extend his lead over the 9 machine of Alan Myers. As the running order remains the same throughout the whole field as Roger Erickson has spun on the inside of turns 1 and 2, cautioning away for the 74. Caution flag going to wave for the racing weatherman of Roger Erickson in the 74 machine. We have 23 laps down now, 17 laps to go for the $2,500 to win payday. So lights are out. Dillard and, Myers going to lead us back to the green flag with 17 laps to go. Myers going to look to the inside, going to push. Here comes Cody Adams to the inside. Side by side momentarily, but Myers going to power to the outside of Adams and maintain his 2nd place position for now. So Dillard, Myers, Adams, Battiali, and Forbes continue to run as your top 5 as Holt and Kymick are side by side for the 6th position. Holt going to push high coming out of turn number 4. Here comes Kymick to his inside, and Porter will get by as well. Before Thomas Holt getting into the wall in turns 1 and 2, he'll keep it moving. We will stay green as Caleb Dillard has once again extended his lead over the 9. As Keith Battiali works his way into the 3rd spot now in the 35 machine. Battiali working his way from 10th to 3rd so far. As we are entering the later stages of this race. So Dillard, Myers, Battiali, as the caution flag waves, once again the 74 of Roger Erickson spun between turns 3 and 4. to go for the inaugural Doc Dillard Memorial Race. Dillard going to get another good restart. Here comes Batty Alley. He's in the second position. He's going to try to advance towards the 9 car of Alan Myers. See if anybody's got anything for the 18 of Caleb Dillard. We got side-by-side racing all throughout the pack as Corey Kyman has worked his way up into the top 5. After starting 14th, he's up to the 5th spot. So Dillard, Myers, Batty Alley, Adams, and Kyman. Tommy Rasco back up to the 6th position. Borders is 7th, Boyder 8th, Buckley 9th, and Reynolds 10th. Here comes Tommy Rasco to the outside of Kyman. He's going to work his way back into the top 5. As we have contact between Forbes and the 5 of Reynolds. Caution flag down the back straightaway. So 30 laps down, 10 laps to go for the Doc Dillard Memorial Race here at Sabine Speedway. Once again, this is our 3rd race of the season for the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region. 28 machine of David Forbes in the hot pit. Going to try to get back on the speedway and complete the final 10 laps of the inaugural Doc Dillard Memorial Race. Once again, we would like to thank all the sponsors that have made this race possible. Taylor Dozer and Backhoe, Automotive Solutions, DeSoto Iron and Metal, Keith Batty Alley, Powell and Sons, Tim Bates Painting, Super S Oils, Delta Tree Service, Ricky Arthur's Body Shop, Oltz Installation, Foy Motors, Shed Road Auto Parts, S&S Fishing and Rental, K. Dillard Racing, Sabine Speedway, Napa Auto Parts of Manny, the Manny Pit Stop, Darrell's Automotive, Arclatech Speedway, and Ramblin' Construction. Thank you to all of those people, places, and businesses for supporting the Short Track Super Series Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun Region and allowing us to race for the biggest purse in Louisiana Modified history, the $2,500 to win Doc Dillard Memorial. Once again, race fans, if you do enjoy the racing that we are putting on here as a series, we will be at Super B Speedway next Saturday night, May the 28th. The damage to the 28 machine of David Forbes proves to be too much as he's going to pull back to the pits. So we will now have 10 cars remaining for 10 more laps. So it's Dillard, Myers, Batty Alley, Adams, Rasco, Kymig, Border, Buckley, Holt, and Krumpiegel. 10 cars with 10 laps remaining. And we're green. Here comes Dillard, leading us back to the green flag. Does the 9 machine of Myers have anything? Here comes the 35 of Batty Alley, going to show to the inside, not having enough momentum to get there. Here comes the R21 of Tommy Rasco. He's going to work to the inside of the 4X of Cody Adams to take away the 4th spot. R21 coming on strong late in this one. As Porter and Kymig go side by side for the 6th spot. Porter going to take it coming out of turn number 2. Kymig back to his inside in turn 3, but Porter's going to have the edge. Tommy Rasco may be the second fastest car to Caleb Dillard. He's got 2 cars in front of him. As Dillard extends his lead over the 9 machine of Alan Myers. So Dillard, Myers, Batty Alley, Rasco, and Adams, your current top 5 running order. As we have 6 laps to go for the 18 of Caleb Dillard. Five laps to go this time for the Roboline Rocket. Running order remains the same. No battles on the Speedway to speak of right now. As the 4X of Cody Adams tries to gain on the R21 of Tommy Rasco. Try to involve himself in a battle for the 4th spot. As the laps wind down here at Sabine Speedway. Caleb Dillard going to have to negotiate the lap traffic of Mike Krumpiegel, the 43 car, before this one's over. We got 3 laps to go. Dillard going to go to the inside down the back straightaway. He has a full straightaway advantage as he comes out of turn number 4 to see 2 laps to go this time. So it's Dillard, Myers, Batty Alley, Rasco, and Adams. Border runs 6th. As Krumpiegel going to spin in front of the 2nd place car, and the caution flag will wave, setting up a green-white checkered restart for $2,500. So caution flag waves for the 43 of Mike Krumpiegel. As we have 38 laps down, 2 laps to go. It'll be a green-white checkered finish for the inaugural Doc Dillard Memorial. As per Short Track Super Series rules, in the last 5 laps of an A main, the restart is single file. So the 18 machine of Caleb Dillard are going to be out front, followed by the 9 of Alan Myers. The 35 machine of Keith Batty Alley has worked his way from the 10th starting position up to the 3rd position as he runs with 2 laps remaining. Tommy Rasco in R21 had a caution, went and made some changes, and has worked his way back up into the 4th spot. Running in the 5th position right now is the 4X of Cody Adams. He started from the 16th spot, worked his way up all the way to the 3rd position at one point, and has faded here in the last few laps back to the 5th spot. Gene Border runs 6th. Cody Kymig is 7th. Brent Buckley 8th. And Thomas Holt is 9th. As Mike Krumpiegel going to pull to the infield and finish his night with that. Green flag going to wave for the 18 of Caleb Dillard. Going to cut through the bottom side of the speedway, as does the rest of the field. And extend his advantage down the back straightaway over the 9 of Alan Myers. Coming out of turn 4, white flag this time for Caleb Dillard in the 18. Dillard going to extend to about a 10-car length advantage down the back straightaway, entering 3, coming out of 4, taking the inaugural Doc Dillard Memorial Race. It's Caleb Dillard in the 18. Alan Myers is second, Keith Battiali's third. At the line, Cody Adams takes 4th, Tommy Rasco's 5th, Gene Border is 7th. Gene Border 6th. The 7 of Cody Kymick 7th, 55X of Brent Buckley is 8th. And the 9th finishing position is the 4 of Thomas Holt. Race fans, if you have to leave, we understand. But trust me, you're going to want to see the reaction from the 18 machine of Caleb Dillard. Race fans, give it up for the 18. It's the Romaline Rocket, Caleb Dillard! Race fans, here he is, the inaugural Doc Dillard Memorial winner. It's Caleb Dillard! He's obviously emotional, folks. This race meant a lot to him. He set up this whole race, designed the purse, got the sponsorship to allow us to race for $2,500 at his home track of Sabine Speedway. Caleb, tell the race fans what this means to you.
First of all, I want to apologize to David because I just stuck my nose in there on the first lap, and I hope I didn't ruin his night because I don't race like that. And man, my nerves have been something for the past month, and man, these things you can just get over anxious real easy. But man, as far as the race, I mean, I told my mom earlier this week, I mean, if I never won another one, if I could pull this one off, I'd be perfectly happy for the rest of my life. And I firmly believe that. And I know I messed up a lot in there. And a couple times I know I had some guiding hands helping me because sometimes I didn't know if I was going to come out of a push and just missed my marks a lot. But I got to think, well, first of all, the Tim Bates, and I really hate he couldn't be here. Chris, Miss Susie, Miss Tanya, everyone, Miss Diane, everyone that works the Cajun Region series, Mr. Jerry, man, they just bought this car. Hopefully I can stay in it now, but he was nice enough to ask me to drive it for him, and they're super great people, and I just want to thank Super S Oils, Napa Auto Parts of Manny, Tim Bates Painting, all the fans for coming out,
my buddy Jared, Roger, my dad, my mom, my wife, and just everyone here. You see how much it means to me, and the track for a great track. I know Bubba wanted to put it on a show for us, so I think it raced pretty good.
So what does it mean to you? Earlier today, we got the announcement that we now have a large corporate sponsor sponsoring our Southern Cajun region now, the Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun region now. So we now have about 30 cars within our midst, and competition's getting higher every week. What does this series mean to you right now as the defending champion and the current points leader?
Oh yeah, I mean you can look back like Tim and Chris and I mean, when I was driving for them without the wings, I mean, there used to be 2 or 3 cars, me, Brandon, and I can't remember who else it was, but I mean, you see it's growing. I mean, I hope we keep a good handle on all the rules. I mean, you can only hook up so much motor, so that kind of shows when the track gets slick, but I don't know. I mean, the class is definitely fun. I mean, I love driving these things, and I really hope we get some more sponsors into it, and hope the fans want us back here.
All right, well, give it up for him, race fans, one more time. It's the Roboline Rocket, Caleb Dillard. So, race fans, that will conclude the racing action for tonight. My name is Colin Bell. I am the series announcer for the Short Track Super Series, Ollie's Bargain Outlet Cajun region. You can catch us next Saturday night at Super B Speedway in Chatham, Louisiana. And we will make one more stop here at Sabine Speedway on August 26th. That will be a Friday night in which you will see our modifieds race here once again. Last race out, we were at Boot Hill Speedway. We broke our series